Welcome back, folks, to my report on buying a car out of state. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, check out the description box, and there'll be a link for you there. It'll make a lot more sense if you watch this in order. So after I arrived at the dealership in North Kansas City, I was greeted, and the first step was to take a test drive. Now, since I'd already agreed on a price and we'd come to terms in principle, it was really more of a confirmation drive than a test drive, but it was an important step nonetheless. I drove on both interstate and city roads for about 12 to 15 minutes. I found a nice shade tree in a parking lot in an industrial area and pulled over to give the car a really thorough look over. And in just a few moments, you'll be seeing some still pictures and videos of that actual time when I inspected the car on my own. I checked all the headlights and turn signals. I checked to make sure there was a spare tire and took a look at the undercarriage. I checked out all the doors and power windows. I opened the hood and took a peek and checked to make sure it had a nice clean air filter, which it did. And here's a video of my impressions from on the spot. Okay, so here's my purchase, a used 2017 Kia Sorento. I just pulled over in a parking lot on my test drive. They let me do my test drive by myself. I guess since I'd already pretty well committed to it. And yeah, it's a sweet ride. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's really nice. The two front tires look brand new. The back tires are decent shape, but not bad. There's a little scratch here and there, nothing major. One kind of bad scratch on the door that's hard to see, but it's there. Not enough to make me reject it. Took a test drive, pulled over in a big parking lot with a shade tree. There's the back. Pop-ups third row seats, which was a must for us. So there we go. It's kind of a charcoal gray color, both in and out. 41,000 miles. That's exactly what we wanted. Satisfied with my inspection and test drive, I headed back to Oaks Kia to do all the paperwork. Upon my arrival, I had to fill out a few basic forms, and then one of the representatives shuttled me to Avis so I could return my rental car and brought me back. I had to wait a few minutes to meet with one of their financial guys to do all the financing stuff, but they did have a fun little golf game in their lobby that you could play while you were waiting. And the other neat thing was, once you actually bought the car, you got to ring a gong, which was kind of interesting. After meeting with the finance guy, I had to wait about 30 more minutes so they could prep the car for me to take it, fill it with gas, remove the stickers, put on the temporary license plate, that kind of stuff. And then I was ready to head out with my purchase. Pulling out with my new car. Woot woot. And apparently I pulled into a dead end, so I'll be scooping the loop here a little bit. All right. Now we're leaving, I think. So, car buying done. Success. I now own this particular 2017 Kia Sorento. And with that in mind, I have to say the car buying experience, buying a car out of state, went pretty well. Honestly, no complaints. I had to devote a day to it. Driving time plus about 3.5 hours at the dealership, including my very detailed test drive. But I had the financing arranged 80% in advance. Got my $3,000 credit card down payment. Gave him my cashier's check. The financial guy there, I believe his name was David, was a pleasure to work with. Easy, no pressure, very professional, explained everything well. My salesman Chris was sick for the day, so a fellow named Robert filled in. He did a great job. all around, Oaks Kia gets 5 stars. So I'm very happy with my experience there. Now I got to get back to Iowa, and I'll have to go to my county administration building. Our county is big enough; they have an administration building and a courthouse separately, to pay my taxes when I get back. And the dealership will mail me my title in about 10 business days, and then I'll take it downtown to get my taxes paid. Since I am not a resident of Missouri, I can't pay them up front. Check out part 3 for what I negotiated in advance for my out-of-state car purchase, why I put a large portion of that purchase on a credit card, and how you can get rewarded for doing so. There'll be a link to part 3 in the description box.